Welcome in, guys, and I am back on the Pro Wrestling Talk YouTube channel. I don't keep saying that a lot lately, that I'm back, I'm not back. Well, I'm back doing a wrestling video. We're talking about pro wrestling, sports entertainment, brother. And let's talk about AEW Dynamite from the 20th of the 7th, 2022, the Fyter Fest Week 2. And it kicked off with Brody King versus Darby Allin. The story behind this was that on the independent scene, Brody King and Darby Allin, they were friends, and then after that battle royal they had on Rampage about 3 weeks ago, now they're triggered and they're not happy with each other. And this was a good match. This was a good match. I don't care about Darby Allin. Brody King, again, I want to be a fan of him, but again, this whole House of Black gimmick I'm not a fan of because it's been really booked terribly. And this, you can look on this entire show, and tonight, well, last night, this entire Dynamite was a fucking shit show. Like, Tony Khan's booking, I don't want to hear, oh, Tony Khan, no, this whole bullshit with Tony Khan booking is bad. The booking of this show was the structure and the booking and the camera angles. I'll talk about the camera angles later on because that's a big thing I'll talk about later on from last night. But the overall thing, the overall product last night was really bad. Tony Khan's booking, this is what I've been saying the last year, 2 years. AEW need creative writers. Tony Khan is not a good booker. He's booking for himself, booking for the marks and the hardcore fan base. When that's great and all that, but that you had that fan base going into All In. That transition, you had that hardcore fan base from All In, that transition to Dynamite. Now you have to grow the audience more, get some more casual viewers in. Stop being so one-dimensional with just having the casual view, with having the hardcore fan base and these insider jokes you're doing, like you had last week. Britt Baker did a inside joke saying, "Oh, but I've been carrying the women's division." Start with the inside jokes. Like, nobody gives a fuck. If that was a casual fan, they wouldn't give it. They wouldn't care what that was anyway. Like, start caring to the hardcore fan base and actually broaden and expand your audience, so you can have a variety of different fan bases. Your hardcore fan bases, your casual fans, your kids, the female demographic, because you have a very heavy male demographic. But on to this match. You had Brody King, he gets the win with the Gonzo Bomb. Taz was putting it over well in commentary. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to do that with my neck." So I like how Taz was really putting over the finisher. Then basically Brody King attacks Darby Allin. Then what happens after that? Malachi Black comes out. Then the lights go out, and then it's Miro who basically has a stare down with the House of Black, and that's how the segment ended. That's how the first match ended. The second match, we have Best Friends versus Will Yuta and Jon Moxley. Again, I don't care about this match. Best Friends versus, this was a whatever match. There was a botch in the match where Regal was like, "Oh, if that was Will Yuta from 6 months ago, he would have done that." Oh, bullshit, Regal, you know he would have done that botch. But Wheeler wins with a seatbelt roll up for the win. The match was whatever. Again, a lot of filler here. But we had a segment with Tony Shavani. They're having a Swerve and Glory Champion celebration after last week. They won the AEW Tag Team titles. Swerve's thanking the fans. Keith Lee's thanking the fans. And then we have Smart Mark Sterling, who comes out. Where was he last week? Like, the past 2 weeks, he's been wanting to have all these AEW wrestlers sign a petition to get Swerve Strickland banned and fired from Dynamite. Where was he last week? Why did he not come out last week with the Bucks and have the Bucks' signature and have Hobbs and Starks' signature? But he wants to come out this week with Tony Nese. He tells Kevin Gates to sign the signature. We just need one more signature. Remember, 2 weeks ago you said that 2 weeks ago about Orange Cassidy. It's like, well, if I beat Swerve, then I'll sign your petition. Dan Helson was like, "Well, I'm the lawyer," and shit like that. But you want one more petition. You want one more signature to get Swerve Strickland off the roster. Kevin Gates basically comes over the barricade. He legit knocks out Tony Nese. And then there's a cake. There's a celebration cake. Swerve Strickland gets his face planted into the celebration cake, and that's how the segment ended. Are we really giving time to Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling? Is this the best you've got for your tag team division, like Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese? Tony Nese is a nobody. Smart Mark Sterling's a nobody. Okay, Smart Mark Sterling may do some great stuff behind the scenes in AEW, but why are you rewarding him with a storyline on TV? Then we have another stupid segment. We have Silver and the Dark Order, and they're basically telling the Butcher and the Blade that they're giving the Butcher and the Blade shirt saying Butch. That gets them triggered. Butcher and the Blade attack Silver and Reynolds. Then Adam Page challenged them to a tag match. It's going to be Silver and Adam Page versus Butcher and the Blade on Rampage. Again, Hangman Page has fallen from grace. Ever since he's lost that title at Double or Nothing, he has fallen from grace. He's now doing backstage segments with John Silver. Like 2 months ago, was it 2-3 months ago, he was actually in a big program with CM Punk, and now he's doing backstage segments with the Dark Order again. Is this still a thing? The Dark Order is still a thing? And then we have the next match. It's Luchasaurus and Christian versus the Varsity Blondes. Luchasaurus absolutely destroys Varsity Blondes. And then we have Jungle Boy come out, and we have Luchasaurus align himself back with Jungle Boy. Why? After you've had about 3 weeks to build up this new Luchasaurus character, which was actually giving some intrigue and actually giving some single shine to Luchasaurus, and giving him a different dynamic in his character, and he was actually slowing down in his matches. Like, he wasn't super kicking and diving around like he's a big guy. He should just be doing big guy stuff, not just flipping and kicking around. And since he's been under Christian, you can see how he's improved Luchasaurus in the ring. And then you have Jungle Boy comes out, you have Luchasaurus on the ramp, and Christian's like, you better attack him on the ramp. Jungle Boy has a steel chair, he doesn't attack Luchasaurus because Luchasaurus joins him. I'm like, what? Why is Luchasaurus joining Jungle Boy? Okay, if you want to do that down the line, then whatever. But he's doing it 3 weeks after this new character is just started. Like 3 weeks later, he had all this great build. He was building slowly this character, and then 3 weeks later, he's back with Jurassic Express. Luchasaurus is a draw, and people's like, oh, no, maybe he's going to turn on Jungle Boy. No, the damage is already done. They should have never put Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus back together so quickly. If they're going to do that, then why are you doing this whole Jungle Boy and Christian feud? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And again, the alleged best booker, the booker of the year, as the Uncle Daves of the world and the Alvarez's will say of the world. Again, do better, Tony Khan. This is why you need writers, because this shit doesn't work. Then we had the fourth match. It was Starks versus Cole Carter. It was a squash match. Starks wins, and apparently now we're actually trying to give a fuck about the FTW title. Danhausen comes out. He challenges him. Well, Ricky Starks he challenges. He throws out an open challenge. And then Danhausen announces the open challenge, and Starks like, I'm not doing another match tonight. But next week we're gonna have Danhausen versus Starks for the FTW title. We pretty much know it's gonna be Hook versus Starks for the FTW title. We have a segment, and that is the Briscoes, and we have the FTR building up their Ring of Honor tag match they have on Saturday. Again, why are we focusing on Ring of Honor? It hasn't got a TV deal. Like, the Briscoes didn't even appear on the show. I know that they have that the network don't want them on TV bullshit, which is whatever. Like, there's more people on that roster that have done far worse than what the Briscoes have said. But they didn't appear on the show. Dax Harwood did a good promo, and he's talking about his kid and stuff and building up the match. But yeah, this whole thing about Ring of Honor, again, cut the shit with Ring of Honor. Nobody gives a fuck about Ring of Honor. Stop bringing it onto Dynamite, because it's not drawing ratings. You can see how the ratings have been with Rampage. 4,000 views this past week. Don't know what the rating is tonight, but whatever tonight's rating was for Dynamite, it it was pretty low because of this whole Ring of Honor shit. Then they talked about Jonathan Gresham and Claudio Castagnoli. They're going to face off for the title, the Ring of Honor World title. Then we had the Baddies versus Willow Knight and Athena. And again, Athena came in a few weeks ago. Was it like 4 weeks ago? She came in, and again, she's either been on Rampage or she's barely been featured. Because again, Tony Khan thinks about Forbidden Door and this dead Ring of Honor brand that nobody gives a fuck about. Then we had the sixth match, the main event of the night. It's a barbed wire anywhere match. And you know what I said earlier in the video about the camera angles and the work? First off, Eddie Kingston starts off, there's barbed wire everywhere. For some weird reason, we have Ruby Soho. She's holding the remote to Shark Cage, and obviously that was a giveaway straight away that somebody's going to attack Ruby Soho to get the whole remote thing. And Eddie Kingston attacks Jericho, and then the camera angle is that dumb. He's like, he's showing him blading like this. Shh. I'm like, how did you get a job on? This is primetime TV. This is not a GCW event or Ring of Honor. You're on primetime TV. You're on TBS. Do better. These camera angles were bad tonight. Like, you had Chris Jericho, you could openly see him blading on TV. And then we had Eddie Kingston. Chris Jericho wins with the Judas Effect. NJ turns heel, and that was the end of Rampage. Also thought to mention that Jericho, why did Kingston lose this match? Didn't make any sense. I thought that to do this barbed wire match that Kingston was going to go over. And then after that, Kingston, to make him look strong, he put Jericho in a bed of barbed wire, and that's how Dynamite ended. Overall, this show was, I couldn't wait for it to end.